Most people assume that avoidant men leave because they don't care, that once they disappear, they feel nothing, and life goes on. But the truth is far more complex. Avoidant men don't simply walk away and feel free. They enter a psychological labyrinth they can never openly talk about. Why? Because admitting how much you actually meant to them would require acknowledging vulnerability, and vulnerability terrifies them. Ghosting creates a silent torment, an internal contradiction between their actions and their feelings. They run from intimacy, yet they carry the weight of it in secret. In this video, we'll explore the 6 stages of an avoidant man's downfall after losing the right woman. Understanding these stages is not about revenge or resentment, it's about insight. It reveals the hidden consequences of avoidance and the unspoken power of genuine connection. Relief, quickly followed by self-hatred. The first stage is immediate relief. Ghosting removes the pressure of intimacy, the constant demands of emotional presence, the navigation of complex feelings. For an avoidant man, this feels like surfacing from underwater after holding his breath for too long. But the relief is short-lived. Soon comes self-hatred, a recognition of their cowardice. They see themselves clearly, someone who hurts people who care, who chooses escape over courage. Here's the paradox. They can't express relief because it would make them appear heartless, and they can't admit self-hatred because doing so would confess that they truly cared. The result is silence, and silence becomes its own punishment. This internal war often reinforces avoidance. Intimacy equals guilt. Love equals self-loathing. Their fear of connection deepens, and their walls grow higher. Obsessive mental replaying. Next comes the obsessive mental replay. Avoidant men scrutinize every interaction, searching for evidence that justifies their disappearance. This is not nostalgia. It's a desperate attempt to construct a narrative where they were right to leave, where you somehow forced their hand. Conversations are dissected, small disagreements magnified, expressions of love reframed as control. Their minds become both prosecutor and defendant, simultaneously condemning and defending themselves. Yet even as they rewrite history, part of them knows the truth. They left because of fear, not because of your behavior. And that knowledge creates a toxic cycle. Replaying the past becomes addictive, a way to avoid facing genuine emotional growth. Phantom limb syndrome. The third stage is what I call phantom limb syndrome. They feel your absence as though a part of them has been amputated. Every routine reminds them of you. Every habit echoes your presence. They might drive past places you frequented, order food you liked, or watch shows you recommended. Unconsciously, they maintain a connection while consciously preserving distance. Acknowledging this pain would mean admitting how deeply you had integrated into their lives. And admitting that feels impossible. So the pain becomes silent, unspoken grief, a phantom ache that never fully disappears. Rage at their own emotional needs. The fourth stage is intense, internal rage, not at you, but at themselves. The very fact that they feel guilt, longing, or regret seems like proof of weakness. They rage against their own humanity, their own need for connection. This anger is particularly insidious. It cannot be expressed outwardly without revealing vulnerability. Instead, it turns inward, fueling self-punishment and reinforcing avoidance. Avoidant men develop cynicism about love and dismissiveness about relationships. Their fury is a defense mechanism, protection against the realization that needing someone is not weakness, but part of being human. Terror that you've moved on. Stage 5 is terror, the paralyzing fear that you've healed, grown, and moved forward. Ghosting initially offers a sense of control, leaving on their terms while keeping you emotionally available as a backup. But the reality of your independence is terrifying. The thought that you may no longer be waiting, that you've found someone better, destabilizes their carefully constructed emotional strategy. This fear drives behaviors like checking social media, asking mutual friends about you, or creating chance encounters. They are not seeking reconnection. They are seeking confirmation that you are still affected by their absence. Shame about their own cowardice. Finally comes the most corrosive stage, shame. Deep, persistent shame. They know they chose the easy path, the coward's way out, while you endured the pain they inflicted. This shame contradicts their self-image as strong, independent, and emotionally superior. To admit it would be to face their emotional immaturity and dependence on avoidance. And so, they retreat further into isolation, convinced they are too damaged or too weak to ever deserve love. Shame solidifies avoidance into a lifelong pattern. It prevents growth, deepens fear of intimacy, and ensures that the memory of what they lost will haunt them indefinitely. Understanding these stages gives you a profound insight. The silence, the withdrawal, the ghosting. It's not proof that you didn't matter. It's proof that you mattered so deeply that the experience of losing you is psychologically unbearable. Avoidant men may never articulate their suffering, but the internal consequences are real. And this is the paradox of avoidance. The very mechanism they use to protect themselves from intimacy creates a deeper, more inescapable torment than any heartbreak you might have felt. This insight can be liberating for you. Once you understand the psychological hell they endure, you stop waiting for closure that will never come. You stop hoping for validation from someone incapable of giving it, and you start seeing their disappearance for what it truly was, evidence that your presence touched them deeper than they could handle. The story of an avoidant man's downfall is not about triumph or punishment. It's about human psychology. It's about fear, defense mechanisms, and the cost of emotional avoidance. It's also about the transformative power of love. The fact that a single connection could destabilize their carefully constructed walls reveals just how potent genuine love can be. It's not that love failed, it's that they failed to meet it with courage. And this contrast invites reflection. While some men run from love, others are brave enough to let it change them. They face the intensity of connection, embrace vulnerability, and allow love to reshape their priorities. The difference is not in the depth of feeling, but in the courage to feel fully and to stay. So the next time you reflect on someone who ghosted, remember, their silence is suffering, their avoidance is fear, and the fact that they could be haunted by what they lost speaks volumes about the transformative power of your presence.